been watching my videos, you would have noticed that a lot of my past videos have been about Rummy, my dog. That's because I'm spending a lot of time with him, making videos about him and taking pictures of him. I always used to use my phone camera. The results were okay. All my Instagram photos were from my phone. I never used like a real camera. But then recently I was browsing Instagram and I came across two photographers. One is Daniel Arnold and the other is Aaron Berger. I'm linking their profiles below. I saw their pictures and it was just mesmerizing to me, like one after the other. I kept scrolling, eating it all up. These pictures were so beautiful. They had this character. They looked clean. They were rich in color. They were very rich in contrast. And then I looked at my pictures and my picture was like straight up boring. First of all, I was not composing them. I was not reading light properly. I was not editing them properly. I was just all over the place. When I saw the pictures of these guys and I went deeper into them, I realized they shoot on film and they don't use just any camera. It's a Leica. I'm not a photographer, but I know for a fact that Leicas are brilliant cameras. They're one of the best cameras in the world. The only real camera I have is my Sony RX100 that I'm shooting this video with. And I thought, can I get those kind of results on my RX100? So I started shooting pictures of Rummy and editing them, and they were nowhere close. I've said this before and I have to say this again. I'm not a photographer. I don't have Lightroom. I don't have Photoshop. I don't have any editing tools on my Mac. The only place for me to edit my pictures on my phone, which is the Galaxy Note 8. What I have on is Snapseed and VSCO, whatever you call it. So I had to find a way to minimize the editing process. I thought I could probably get the film look straight out of my camera if I go into the picture profiles, tweak the settings a little bit. So I did that. I'm going to show you my settings later on in the video. I tweaked a few settings in my picture profiles and then I started playing with VSCO. VSCO is like the filters in VSCO are filters or presets or whatever you call them. The filters in VSCO are inspired by film photography. So they do a really good job of resembling film. So what I did was I developed a process of getting the film look in two steps. One is to tweak your camera settings, get a high contrast image which handles highlights and shadows kind of well. So let me run you through the camera settings. So here's my camera. I use a Sony RX100 Mark 4. So let me turn on the camera. What I want to show you is the picture profiles. I go into menu. In the first tab, I go into the picture profile. I have gone inside the picture profile PP4 and modified the settings. So here are my settings. The black level, I prefer it to be at -12. Gamma movie and black gamma, I kept it at narrow and a level of -7. There's nothing below that. And there's something called knee. I've kept it on manual. And inside the manual, I've kept the point at 75 and slope at +5. Also, the color mode again is movie, just like the gamma here. Saturation, I've really bumped up the saturation because film usually has kind of that oversaturated look. And color phase. Color phase, what I've seen is the higher you go, the image becomes reddish and at the bottom is yellow. So I've kept it a little towards reddish, which is +3. Color depth. So what I've seen in color depth is in R at -7 the red is more pale and at +7 the red is more deeper, darker. So I kept it at +2 for R, +7 for green, +3 for blue, +1 for cyan, +4 for magenta, and -7 for yellow. Because I don't want the yellows to pop a lot. I just want the red to pop a little, and I like my greens dark, so that's why it's +7. And the detail, I've kept it at 0. I don't want any artificial sharpening in the camera, and that's it. So those were my camera settings. Now, going on to VSCO. I do very minimal things on VSCO. First is slap on a preset. I mainly use L8 and L12, and upon that, I add grain, vignette, and turn the shadows slightly red. That's it. I don't do over the top editing because I'm quite happy with what I get from the camera. But let's take a step back. The most important factor here is to click a good picture. Yeah! If your picture is not good, if you don't read light correctly, and you don't click pictures in good light, there's no way it'll look good. If you're a photographer watching this video, it goes without saying you have to click good pictures right in the camera. There's no way you can edit a bad picture and make it good. At least I don't think so. So that was my two-step process. After running through these few steps on my phone, I got these images. I usually go out during sunsets and I ask Rami to stay still or keep walking or turn around or walk left or walk right, and somehow we end up clicking a few images. Then it's just a little bit of post-processing. That's it. I'm pretty happy with the results I've got. I know there's a lot more that can be done. I know I need to play around a lot more. I just barely got into this look 3 days ago, so I haven't played around much. I should probably disclaim that this is not expert advice. I'd be really curious to know and learn more about this. If you're doing it or if you know anybody else that's doing it, please leave a comment below. And also, if you have any suggestions on how to improve the look either in camera or in VSCO, please leave a comment below.
Just do it!
I really want to nail this. Also, take it easy on me because this is my first camera related video. So let me know what you think about this video and I'll keep chasing the film look. See you in the next video.
Make your dreams come true!